I found the message my husband was planning to, or already did, send to his mistress on our son's iPad. We got our son the iPad a week early for his 6th birthday. His party is this Saturday, but he found the box in the closet, so we caved and gave it to him early. My husband set it up at the kitchen table, and I remember him saying he'd just use his own Apple ID because our son doesn't have an email. It was faster. Nobody thought twice about it. Tuesday night my phone died while I was making dinner. I wanted to look up a recipe I'd saved, so I grabbed the iPad off the counter. It was still open to a coloring game. I swiped out of it and saw the Messages app sitting there with a red badge. I wasn't snooping. I honestly thought it would be his mom, because she texts him novels. There was a half-typed message sitting in the text box, unsent. The cursor was still blinking. It was to a contact saved as a single letter. He was thanking her for being patient with him. He said he was done pretending. He said that after our son's party this Saturday, he was going to tell me everything. That she deserved someone who chose her out loud, not in hotel rooms. That even if it made him the villain in everyone's story, he was ready. I read it standing at the stove with the water boiling behind me. Then I scrolled up. 8 months. 8 months of text, synced right there on my 6-year-old's iPad between a math game and an ABC app. Good morning texts every day at 6:40 before I was even awake. A photo of a hotel room with 2 wine glasses from a weekend in March when he told me he was helping his brother move. A playlist called Us. Screenshots of apartment listings, a 2-bedroom with a balcony, 20 minutes from our house. He'd circled a Thursday tour time, and then a text from her 3 weeks ago that made my stomach drop in a completely different way. Get him the iPad for his birthday. Every kid wants one. Trust me, it buys goodwill. The iPad was her idea. The thing that just blew her cover was her idea. He wasn't just cheating, he was already halfway out the door. And the entire time I'm reading this, my husband is 20 feet away in the home office with the door shut, finishing a deck. He's been finishing a lot of decks lately. Then the message in the text box just sent, right there in my hands. The text box emptied, the message slid up into the thread, and the word delivered appeared under it. He'd hit send from his phone in the other room, and it synced a second later. I stopped breathing. I actually looked over my shoulder like he could see me. Then the typing bubbles started. Her reply came through on my son's iPad, right under a notification from his spelling game. Finally, I'm proud of you. Don't be nervous Thursday, the apartment is perfect. And relax, I sat next to her at book club last week. She has zero idea. I read it 4 times. I sat next to her at book club last week. Book club, my book club, the one I host every month. 7 women I have known for years. One of them helped me paint my son's nursery. One of them brought us dinner for a week straight when my dad died. One of them cried in my kitchen last month about her own marriage, and I held her hand and told her she deserved better. And one of them has been sleeping with my husband for 8 months. I put the iPad back on the counter, screen down, exactly where it was. I drained the pasta, I called out that dinner was ready, and I sat across from him while he told our son that 6 is a big deal. That 6-year-olds have responsibilities now, like taking care of their iPad. He asked me how my day was. I heard my own voice say, fine, long, the usual, and it sounded so normal it scared me. He kissed the top of my head when he took his plate to the sink. I didn't sleep. I lay next to him all night running through their faces. The one who always leaves early. The one who started showing up 45 minutes before everyone else to help me set up. The one who canceled on our cookout the exact same weekend in March. The one whose perfume I smelled on his jacket last month and thought nothing of. The one who asked me at the last meeting, out of nowhere, if my husband and I were doing okay, and squeezed my arm when she said it. Around midnight, his phone lit up on the nightstand, face down. He didn't reach for it. He rolled over and put his arm around me instead, and I stared at the ceiling and let him. At 2 in the morning, I slid out of bed, took my phone off the charger, and photographed every single screen. 8 months of proof, saved to a folder labeled recipes. Then I thought about turning off the sink. I didn't. Right now, that iPad is the only window I have, and she has no idea it's open. Book club is tomorrow night, at my house. I already bought the wine. 7 women are going to walk into my living room and eat off my grandmother's serving board, and I am going to smile and pour and bring up his name, and I am going to watch.